Shout out to Squarespace for sponsoring today's video. Today I need to run a few errands. I need to cut all of this wood, which is from the trees that I cut around the property, and it's gonna be kindling, or a starting wood for next year. And today I'm gonna answer some of the most asked questions, which are all about money. So if you're curious about the cash, then keep watching. I'm actually using my Jackery battery to power the circular saw because I don't have an extension long enough to get here. And again, I've been using this a lot. It is expensive, but it is so good, and I'm really curious to see how long it can power the circular saw. Right now it's at 100%, so we'll see. I'm gonna time how long I'm gonna use the circular saw for. I am done cutting the wood. Now I need to organize it, and I used the circular saw for about an hour, and I still have about 44% of battery. I didn't think that I would be able to do it all in one go, so I'm quite pleased. So how on earth can I make money, and how do I support myself and live this lifestyle? I had made a video a few years ago, you can find it here, where I go into much more detail about the different income streams. It is a little bit old, a few things changed, but overall the picture is still the same. I have a small business where I sell jewelry, mainly online, on Etsy. Until now anyway. I have a little news that I'll tell you at the end of the video. And I make money on YouTube, and on YouTube I make money from the views from you guys watching, and also from sponsors. And then I have a few other really tiny income streams, things like selling t-shirts, and that's it really. I used to be an Amazon affiliate, but then I decided to stop just because I don't want to support that company. My YouTube videos and my jewelry business are of course very interlinked, because most of my orders do go to people that are viewers, and I can only thank you for that. And I am very grateful to have an audience that brings traffic to my shop, and the two kind of work together. But I will go into more details about that specifics in a following question. I'm done with the wood, and it's quite a bit. I'm quite impressed and happy, but it needs to dry a few months. I don't know if I'm gonna use it this year or next year, but I'm hungry, so let's go eat something. Today we have roasted Brussels sprouts with tofu, chickpeas and corn, with a big drizzle of sriracha and lemon juice. I love Brussels sprouts. I think it's one of my favorite veggies. I know they have this fame of being the most hated veggie. I don't get it. I think they're just amazing. Many of you were also wondering how long it took me to be able to make enough money to fully support myself from my online activity. And honestly, it's not a linear line, but basically I started my blog in 2016, and it picked up interest the year after, so in 2017, but I didn't make any money from it until about 2018, and even then it was not enough to fully support myself. Even now, there are months where I make absolutely not enough to support myself, and months where I make more than enough to support myself. So it's always like this, and you never know what next month is gonna be like, and this is what a lot of YouTube creators say. So this is also why I invest a lot of time and effort in my small business, because it complements my income of YouTube and it makes it enough for me to live. And also, if the internet was to go down, or people started not liking me anymore, or I did something that made me, you know, go cancelled or something, then I would still have my small business and I could concentrate on that. And maybe if internet didn't exist, I could still make craft stalls. In general, yeah, it took me about 2 years from when I started to share my experiences online until I started making a little bit of money. But I was really lucky because I was there at the right time, and it was the start of the van life thing, and there weren't a lot of people, a lot of girls really, that traveled in vans, especially small vans, and especially with dogs. So I was really lucky to be there at the right time, and I built an audience very fast. And Etsy, I actually started in 2012, so nearly 10 years ago, which makes me feel so old. I had a job that I left that I really did not like, and I was scared that my next job would be as bad. And so I thought, let me just sell jewelry online and make money from that. If only it was that easy. I tried. I started then my Etsy shop. I did have a few sales, but obviously not enough for me to live with. So at the end I had to find another job, and I kind of left the Etsy shop on the side. So although I started it in 2012, I didn't really started working on it until I started traveling. Every year is going a little bit better, especially YouTube. The shop isn't doing that well lately, but I have plans. I'm gonna get a coffee and then start working on my crochet project, which I'm gonna share with you. It's really exciting, but also very scary. Let me show you. This is the project I'm currently working on. It's a sweater. This is the back and this is the front. I need to work on the sleeves. I started doing the ribbing, so the part that goes in the wrist. So this is what I'm gonna do now. But before I do that, I wanted to answer the question, are you not anxious about not knowing how much you're gonna have next month? Great question. I do freak out occasionally, I do. And when it happens, I just think, I trust in my abilities of finding solutions. This is the great thing about being self-employed, is that you're your own boss and you choose what to do. And it's up to you to find solutions to improve things and to find other ways to make money. And the more you do it, the more you know how it works, and the more you know that if you have a bad spell, then somehow you're gonna pick it back up. This has been my experience, obviously. I know that sometimes that's not possible. Another thing that I try to think about is that having a fixed job or an employed job with a salary at the end of the month, in the long term, isn't necessarily safer, in my opinion anyway, because as we see, when a pandemic happens and so many businesses close and so many people lost a job, the company could fire you, your job could become obsolete, they could go bankrupt. There's so many things that could happen that you just have no control on. By me being my own boss, I know that I have my best interest, which is not something you could say about every employer. Some employers don't even know you, they don't even know who you are, they just pay you and you just like a number in their machine. So to me, the fact that I am in control of my own business makes me feel actually more safe than being employed by somebody. But this is just me, and I know not everybody thinks the same. And also, I don't have kids, I don't have people that I'm responsible for. I'm always responsible for my own needs, so it's easy for me to talk, and I know that not everybody can act and think the same way as I do. But for me, for my situation, I choose uncertainty over certainty, because I know that if I was employed, I wouldn't be as happy as I am self-employed. Unless, of course, I had the greatest employer ever, but that rarely happens. Lastly, I wanted to mention also that you might have noticed this, but in the last year I had a sponsor pretty much every video, which has been so good, because this is the only way I can plan my budget ahead, because I know that October, November, December I'll have those sponsors, and I usually know a few months in advance, so I know that even if my AdSense is really bad, even if my shop is really bad, I'm still be able to cover my basic needs, and then that helps lower my stress levels massively. Yesterday I crocheted all evening and this morning as well, because I've been having issues with the sleeve. The pattern that I follow just didn't work for the sleeves. I don't know why. Everything else was fine, but the sleeves weren't. So I had to adjust it, and I started it once, twice, and this is the third time. So I hope that this time it's gonna be okay and that it's long enough. But anyway, I need to make another one, then sew everything up. They do the color, and then it should be done. I'm gonna take a little break from crocheting, and I'm gonna do this. I just received it. It's a test, a soil test for pH, nitrogen, phosphorus and potash, and I just want to test the land behind here, because I know it's not particularly good soil, but I do want to see what's lacking on and also test the pH.
I won't admit it's true, but something's wrong with you. Something in your eyes tell you're into someone new. 'Cause I won't admit it's right, but someone's caught your eyes. Everybody knows. So
this is the first result for the pH of the soil, and I think it's slightly acidic, because the green is kind of a light green more than a dark green, so I think it's slightly acidic. Let me know what you think in the comments. As for the rest of the tests, I actually need to wait until this soil juice settles, and it could take up to 24 hours, so I don't know if I'm gonna be able to do this now or tomorrow, but in the meantime I'm gonna answer another one of your questions. The next question is, do I have a backup plan and do I have any savings? So, do I have a backup plan? As I mentioned earlier, I think that if YouTube was to not work anymore for me, then I would invest my time and energy only on my small jewelry business. Hopefully with the year I would get better and improve my SEO skills so that I could get clients outside of YouTube. I don't see myself as making videos forever, but I do see myself as being creative for a very, very long time. So whether it's jewelry or something else, then I think I would keep creating and hopefully make a living from that. If that was not to work, then I do still have skills. I know 3 languages. I did several different kind of jobs, and although I know that the older you get, the harder it is to find jobs, and I think that I would still be able to find something, and I don't worry too much about it. Again, I'm trying to build a system where I'm as self-sufficient as possible, where I can grow most of my food, and once the house is paid out, then I wouldn't really have many expenses, especially if I can get totally off grid. As for savings, well, at the moment, not doing that well, because as you might imagine, I spent basically most of it in the house, and I had a few expenses here and there. As you might see in the next video, I had a little, well, I had to splurge onto something that you will see in the next video. So at the moment I'm trying to build back up my savings and be as frugal as I can. They say you should have an emergency fund with about 3 to 6 months of expenses for you paid. So if you were really in a dire situation, then you would still have this time to sort it out. And yeah, that's what I'm gonna try and fill first, and then start again save from there.
I'm singing songs for a puppet about this girl I used to know. I won't admit it's true, but something's wrong with you. Something in your eyes tell you're into someone new. I won't admit it's right, but someone's caught your eyes. Everybody knows, so there is no need for lies. But please don't go. Don't leave me all alone. You've done so once before. I'm singing songs for a puppet about this girl.
Since I had about an hour to wait for the soil to settle, I decided to jump on this project that I've been wanting to do for a while because I didn't have a space for my keys, and it was so fast, much faster than I thought, and it came out quite nice.
I'm singing songs for puppets about this girl.
I waited 10 minutes, but nothing really happened. I don't know what went wrong, but something went wrong, so I have to do it again. I have so many more questions that I haven't been able to answer on this video. I tried to keep this video a little bit more generic, just to give you an overview and answer the most commonly asked questions, but there were a lot of questions that were specifically to about small businesses, how to start one, which platform you suggest more, how to grow your audience, do you have any tips and things like that. So I think what I'm gonna be doing is I'm gonna film a 3 days or a week kind of workflow into my small business and show you what to do, and also answer the most commonly asked questions. And the news is that I've been wanting to build my own website where I could sell higher end jewelry like sterling silver jewelry and pine needle baskets and spoons as well forever, because Etsy does take a commission and it can be quite high, but I've been putting that off because I'm not very good at anything technology really. Although I make videos, I know it's weird, but I'm not a big fan of site building or anything like that. That was until Squarespace reached out, and I thought, this is a sign, I'm gonna build my own website, because I had heard that they have a really easy interface. So let me tell you a little bit about Squarespace. Squarespace gives people a powerful and beautiful online platform from which to create your website. Squarespace allows you to connect with your audience and generate revenue through gated, members-only content. Manage your members, send email communications, and leverage audience insights, all in one easy-to-use platform. Through your Squarespace website, you can grow a community with a fully integrated commenting system that supports threaded comments, replies, and likes. Also, their powerful blogging tools allow you to categorize, share, and schedule your posts. With Squarespace extensions, you can extend Squarespace's already powerful e-commerce capabilities. These new third-party tools can help you manage inventory, promote products, streamline bookkeeping, reconcile and file sales tax, and ship items across the globe. Squarespace also allows you to display posts from your social profiles on your website. You can automatically push website content to your favorite social media channels so your followers can share it too. Go to squarespace.com for a free trial, and when you're ready to launch, go to squarespace.com/wildshegoes to save 10% off your first purchase of a website or domain. Thank you to Squarespace for sponsoring this video and for giving me the final push to finally work on my own website and for making it easy. I will of course let you know when that's launched, hopefully before the end of the month. And yeah, I'm gonna go and work on it right now, I think. So I don't know if you know this, but I do have a second channel where I have answered some of the questions that you asked. It's called Makina Makes, and I will leave the link in the description bar where you can go and check it. I gave tips on how to start and mistakes to avoid and things like that, so you can check that down below. Thank you so much for watching, and I shall see you very soon. Bye!